Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and turn on the stream. Hopefully everything runs okie dokie. Today has been a wild day for me. Good morning! Or, I mean, good evening. It's late for me. Probably good morning to some of you guys on the other side of the world. My nah, I didn't say my pain. I was gonna say my pants, but it's not. It's my chair. My chair feels like it has sync, but all is well. Also, welcome, Wender Lima. Thanks for joining. We're gonna be working on grammar today. So, I'm just checking everything's working fine. Okay, 1 second. Okay, is my mic working now? Hopefully? Is it working? If it's not working, I have to reset the stream. So give me a second. It's still not working. Okay, 1 second. Is the microphone working? I'm gonna check this out. It says it's working. Interesting. Hold on, guys. I'm sorry for the technical issue. If it's already working, I was checking from my live stream. I'm like, how come I hear music, but I don't hear myself? Hold on a second. Okay. All is working well. Okay, hallelujah. I was so scared. I was starting to doubt myself. I'm like, it's not playing! I was about to freak out. But good. I think it works. I opened the wrong video and I realized my audio should be working fine now. Alright, all is well. We're good. Whew, I was like about to like sweat there. I'm like, oh my god, of all the things to not work. So, hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. We are going to be learning grammar today. So yeah, welcome to session 24. For today's stream itinerary, we will be working on greetings, English for everyone, chapter 9, question, comments, concerns, or suggestions, QCCS. Now that we're here on greetings, again, I apologize for coming in a bit late. I was kind of caught up working on my next buho. Buho stands for just bullet journal. So I forgot to fix the one for this week. So I hadn't had a chance to work on it because the weekend was kind of crazy. So I just made it today. That's what it looks like. Okay, we're good. I gave myself a little heart attack. But yeah, I started my next page. I don't know if you guys can see it. Sorry, it may be covered. But yeah, I made my little side pockets here. I haven't written anything inside it yet, but I wanted to get started because I keep forgetting, like, keeping track of my trackers. So I made my tracker for today too. Let me see if you can see it. It's really hard to show it to you guys because I think my camera's mirrored, so I have to do the opposite of what I'm doing on the screen. But I wrote my trackers, so I don't forget. I have to make my these ones up for last week because I didn't do it. So yeah, in that case, I decided I need to catch up on this. And I'm glad I did it because I really need to catch up on my buho journals. It's good for me because I love to be organized, or at least to the best of my abilities to be organized. So I can see some sort of progress happening, so I cannot slip up. I need to be on top of this stuff. So hopefully I'm catching up this week, and hopefully I will get to February, maybe this weekend, while I'm working on my buho journal. And yeah. I'm gonna be doing that today. Alright, I mean this upcoming week. Also, I apologize if the music is too loud. It's really loud for me, so I gotta... Oh, you can't even hear the music anymore because I turned it off. Silly me. There you go. I've been listening to music this whole time and I'm just like, can you guys hear it? No, you guys can't hear it. Now you should be able to hear it. There we go. Alright, so that being said, I was a little late because I was working on my buho, and I was trying to catch up for this week and update my schedule because I hadn't had a chance to do it over the weekend because you guys know what happened over the weekend. If you don't know what happened, check out my last stream and you'll see what happened this past weekend. But I am back. I'm back and we are continuing our grammar lessons for this week. Alright, so if you guys want to share what has happened to you guys in the past week, feel free to leave a comment in the YouTube chat below. I do have my live stream going on Instagram as well, but lately Instagram has been deleting my live streams, so best to just leave comments in my YouTube channel. And of course, you can always leave a comment in the thread form where I post all of my streams, so you can also leave a comment there too if you wish. But without further ado, I'm just gonna go straight into our lesson because I only have like 90 minutes to work on this. Scratch that, maybe 80 minutes left now. And hopefully I can get through our chapter today. So we are working on everyday English, or English for everyone. And I have it right... Oh goodness, why did it close? I hate it when that happens. First, I preset everything and then it doesn't want to work with me anymore. 1 second. And I apologize. I have like a mess going on here because I was working on my buho. So if you see like the stacks here, it's because I'm fixing my journal. So I have a tendency to have a very messy desk whenever I work on that. So yeah, please disregard that. Don't mind it at all. Okay. So, we have arrived with Chapter 9, Everyday Activities. English often uses phrasal verbs. To talk about routine activities, phrasal verbs are two-part verbs that are mostly used in informal conversational English. So, I have a comment for this. I like to call it the lazy English. Okay, this is just my thing. Because for the most part, if you ask me why is English written like this, I don't know. There's no reason for it. They just call it the phrasal verb. Which is hilarious to me. If this can work. Oops. Oh, okay. Now I understand. I was like, why is my thing acting weird? And I realized what is happening. Why is that happening? Okay, hold on. Something's not right here. So this is what I call it. Also, I need to fix this pen. Hold on. Let me see if I can fix it. The only plausible answer. And so, for whatever reason, my current pen is not being read. There we go. So, I call it the lazy English, aka the only plausible answer, just because there are sometimes we can't really explain where there are two-part verbs next to each other. It's just something we always say in English, you know, it's just a pattern. So for example, they have the word here, get up. Get up is a really good answer for, or a really good example of why we combine two verbs together. So we have a verb and a particle, and that makes phrasal verb. So I call it the lazy English, or the only plausible answer, because no other grammatical rule will fall under explaining why English is written like this. That's how I'm like perceiving it. It's just hard for English native speakers to identify why do we say things a certain way. I don't know, it's a phrasal verb. It's something we say as a phrase. So again, I need to highlight this. It's used in informal, conversational English. You will not see it in grammar. Because grammar is more like highbrow, formal settings, etc. So so this is why I think that a lot of the times we have all of these weird rules with English in terms of conversational, like get up. It's just so weird to me. I just think it's so funny. Anyways, I digress. You're gonna hear me rant about phrasal verbs in the near future. Every time we come across stuff, and if I see it and I say it's a phrasal verb, you'll see why. But I'm just letting you know right now that you're gonna hear me rant nonstop about phrasal verbs, just because it's like lazy English explanation, or aka the only plausible answer. If you guys don't know what aka means, it means also known as. So you'll hear me say lazy English aka the only plausible answer, or something aka something. So aka basically means like a nickname. So if I were to say, oh, Professor Hana, aka the Homebody teacher. So you're associating me with another identity. So that's how you use the word aka. So just another mini conversational practice there. Anyways, let's go ahead and move on with the lesson. Phrasal verbs consist of a verb followed by a particle. The particle often changes the usual meaning of the verb. And I'm just gonna say particle because they couldn't think of anything else to call this word, okay? I'm ranting about this. What could we call this? What? Because the word up actually means preposition. I believe like it's directional, right? Also, for some reason, I still don't understand why this is acting weird during stream. Preposition. No. Is this not working? Alright, 1 second. I do have another one here. I bought so many pens to replace my Remarkable one because my Remarkable tip is broken. And I don't know what else to call it. It's like a little funnel that's supposed to hold. Everything is fine. It looks like everything survived. Second. My camera survived. I just dropped it by accident. This is why you guys get a case for stuff. So thank goodness I bought a case. Sorry about that. And it was inside another case, so everything is fine. Anyways, what I'm saying is I bought these two kind of going off tangent. I don't know if you guys can see it, but this one is not working for some reason on stream, so I guess I'm gonna use the brown one. So typically what I associate with up is like prepositional, right? So preposition or directional, I guess. So I'm gonna highlight that particle is gonna be a lot of word classes. It's gonna confuse the heck out of you because I'm just gonna say particles, no consistent rule. As far as I know. Or I have yet to determine a consistent rule because you will always have a verb at the first one here. This is the verb get, but up is directional, prepositional. So I get up early every day. So here's a tip. Most, but not all particles in phrasal verbs are prepositions. So there you go. Before I even read that, it's prepositional. So most of them, not all. And you're gonna see more examples as we go with this book and in conversation as we keep going. So, how to form the phrasal verbs. The particle always comes after the verb. Okay, so the first one at the front will always be the verb. So main verb. Okay, the particle never changes even if the verb changes. So we have he gets up. The he form of the verb has an S. So the reason why there's this part have an S, if you guys don't remember, it's because of subject verb agreement. That's what it's called. Sorry. Also, let me go back to black here for a second because blue is kind of like highlighting my commentary. But we have gets up. It's because of the subject verb agreement. Okay, so the subject verb agreement. Okay, so subject verb agreement just basically says if the subject is singular, so singular noun plus verb s. Okay, but if it's a plural noun, so the plural noun might have an s in it, maybe it won't, but in most cases yes. This one means this one has plus s. The verb is no s. Okay, no s. That is the subject verb agreement rule, so that's something to remember. So he gets up, right? The second one here says this is wrong, the particle should never change, he get ups. Also remember, prepositions don't have the s rule. It's just the main verb that gets it. Okay, and this applies to all first verbs, so the V1 in when it comes to English. So V1 will always have the tense form. V1 tense form. Tense and singular / plural. So they will always tell you in V1 what it is. Also, hello, Sienna, good to see you. Miran, good to see you. Glad to have you guys here. Okay, so here we have he up gets. Notice here, this is wrong. The particle should come after the verb, so it'll never be at the front. Okay? So we have further examples, phrasal verbs. You work out at the gym. She chills out in the evening. My cat sometimes runs away. They meet up on weekends. She eats out every Friday. We check into the hotel, and do you always turn up late? And she stays in when she's tired. Hopefully the screen is big for you guys on Instagram, because this is actually pretty big if you watch it on my YouTube channel. If you go into full screen, you'll see the entire screen. It's gonna be big. So yeah, as you notice here, we have work, we have our main verb, V1 here. Out, we have our preposition, or we have our, or they call it the particle. We have chills out. We have V1 out. And then this one is also a preposition article. Sienna says, I'm late. Hoo hoo. Hello, Teacher Hana and Miran. Good to have you again. It's okay if you're late. I'll have my stream posted too, so you didn't really miss much. I just started. My cat sometimes runs away. So again, the S is informing cat. So it's just one cat. Oops. One cat, which is singular. Okay. They meet up on weekends. So notice here, meet doesn't have the S because of they. So that's your subject-verb agreement. She eats out every Friday. Again, the S is present because it's a singular. We check into the hotel. The S is absent because it's a plural. And do you always turn up late? This one is because you can mean plural or it's treated as plural. Treated as plural in English. So for whatever reason, you actually means plural. I don't know why, but because of this rule, it's treated as plural. So notice that the S is absent from turns. It's just turn. Do you always turn up late? And then she stays in when she's tired. And again, the S is present because she is a singular noun. Okay. All right. We have rewrite the sentences correcting the errors. We have, for example, he workouts at the gym. The correction is that the S is not meant to be at the preposition. It should be moved over here. Okay. We have, I don't usually out eat in restaurants for number 1. 2, she outs on weekends. 3, I get at 6 in the morning. 4, they check the hotel into. 5, he meet-ups with his friends after work. Okay. If you guys would like to, I will give you guys maybe a minute to try and solve all of these. You don't have to write the full sentences. You can just rewrite the position of them if you wish. But I do have to move on because I am under a 90-minute time. So if you guys are watching this after my live stream, you can pause the video so you have more time. But if not, after a minute or so, we're gonna go ahead and continue and I'll write the full sentences. So for Miran and Sienna, who's here in the chat, feel free to write as much as you can if you have the time and opportunity to, but no pressure if you can't, because we'll go over it anyways. So I'll give you guys, it's 8:31 right now, so 8:33. So it's 8:32 now, so yeah, 8:33, I'll give another minute, so I'll wait. Alright, it's 8:33 now. We're gonna go ahead and answer the questions, so I'm gonna zoom in as well. Okay, we have, I don't usually out eat in the restaurants. If you guys remember, the verb should always be first. So the answer should be, I don't usually eat out in restaurants. So this one all just needs to be just switched out. They're in the wrong places. Okay, so I is also treated without S. So good job. Sienna said, I don't usually eat out in restaurants. Very good. Number 2, she chill out on weekends. The answer should be she chills out on weekends. Okay, so you're probably wondering what happened here. It's the S. The S has to be with chill because you can't put an S with a particle. So she chills out on weekends. Excellent job, Sienna. I see her that she's doing the work in the chat on Instagram. So 3, I up get at 6 in the morning. I get up at 6 in the morning. Okay, so I get up at 6 in the morning. So the only thing that happened here is just switching the spots. Next, they check the hotel into. So here, you can't put a noun in here. It has to be after. So they check into the hotel. Okay. Also, I see Sienna saying, I get up at 6 in the morning. Also, sorry for the annoying beeping sound you guys hear. I'm just gonna mute it. There you go. So you won't hear that annoying beeping sound in my stream. My wire is just acting weird. Alright. Last one. He meet-ups with his friends after work. He meets up with his friends after work. Okay. So, also welcome CL Shah. Sienna, he meets up with his friends after work. Very good. Yeah. So all you see here is just the S again has to just move over to the verb. There's no S's included to the phrasal verb. Also, welcome Rodrigo. So we're gonna read 9.5. Read the article and match the phrasal verb. So before we get started, we're gonna go over just looking at what is presented here. We have spend time together is meet up. What is arrive? Become older. Be mentioned. Be more alert. Delay going to bed. Alright. So we have business life. A day in the life of businesswoman Lou Milton. I own an international business consultancy after a busy morning. I own an international business consultancy. After a busy morning, my clients and I sometimes meet up for lunch. The clients really enjoy eating great food, so it's good business to go out for a meal and spend some time with them. After lunch, we'll have group meetings. Once all the clients turn up, we have coffee, which always helps me wake up. All kinds of important issues can come up at these meetings, and I don't want to miss even a tiny detail. After work, I always hurry home to see my family. Kids grow up so quickly, and it's important to spend time with them. I don't usually stay up too late. The next day could be a long one. Okay. Also, I got your friend request, Sienna. I'll accept you after the stream, but yes, thank you. We already have the word meetup, so this one's already crossed out, so I'm gonna cross it out here. So the next one we have is turn up. After lunch, we'll have group meetings. Once all the clients turn up, we have coffee, which always helps me wake up. Okay, so I think what I'll do right now is, I forgot to give you guys time, so I'll give it a minute, and then at 8:39, we're gonna go over the answers. So again, if you're watching this on YouTube, just pause the video and I will share the answers with you guys shortly. So your minute begins now. Alrighty, I hope that's enough time for you guys because we're gonna go over the answers. So I left off saying, once all the clients turn up, we have coffee. So turn up, based on this context, we can identify what it means on any of these because we said after lunch we'll have group meetings. So something related to group meeting. So once all the clients turn up, we have coffee. So based on these context clues, turn up is arrive. You will also hear this conversation, you will hear this phrasal verb in everyday conversation as well in English. We would say stuff like, oh, look who just turned up just now. So that just means look who has arrived at this moment. So depending on the context, it could be used as like teasing someone, like, oh, you just woke up and you just arrived right now, which is something that I typically hear when I hear the word turn up. They would say, oh, look who just woke up and turned up today. So that basically just means I woke up early for once and I showed up to the event. I arrived. Okay, so we have turn up covered here. We have coffee, which always helps me wake up. So wake up. What's another similarity, a similar meaning to wake up, right? So we have coffee. So you typically when you drink coffee, the expression is waking you up, so it means to be more alert. Okay, so we have become more alert is wake up. Next, all kinds of important issues can come up at these meetings, and I don't want to miss even a tiny detail. So come up in the middle of a discussion, right? So which word or definition here is closest to relating to a discussion? If you said be mentioned, you are correct. So come up. So we also use this in everyday conversations to this day. We would say like, oh yeah, this might come up on the test, meaning it will be mentioned in the test. Next, kids grow up so quickly and it's important to spend time with them. So grow up in this case is more faithful to its actual meaning, which means to become older. Also, Sienna said become more alert is wake up. Good. And be mentioned, come up. Excellent. Good job, Sienna. Whoops, I don't mean to put a dash there. Grow up. Whoop. Sorry. Dropping so many things today. This has been my day, guys. Okie dokie. So let me fix myself. Okay. And also, I just realized my stream is kind of angled weird. Is this better? Let's fix it one more time. There we go. I just realized my angle of my camera was showing like my bed, and I'm just like, yeah, I should probably angle the camera down. Anyways, moving on. We have grow up is become older. We already got that. Then the last one. Oh, okay, so Sienna said become older, grow up, delay going to bed, stay up. Good job. So I don't usually stay up too late. The next day could be a long one, so based on process of elimination, so after getting everything else in, you find the last one, which is stay up, is delay going to bed. Excellent job. Alright, we are now on 9.6 key language phrasal verbs in different tenses. So remember what I mentioned to you guys earlier about the first verb, V1. V1 is typically the main verb. And in this case, main verbs typically include tense forms. And they have the plural, singular, not singular, the subject-verb agreement. Subject, verb, agree. Ta-da! So it tells you everything. So, key language phrasal verbs in different tenses. When phrasal verbs are used in different tenses, the verb changes, but the particle remains the same. So I already told you guys that these particles, they never change. Never. Never. You leave them alone. Just worry about the first verb. So you have present simple, I work out every week. Past simple, I worked out every day. Present continuous, I am working out right now. Future with will, I will work out tomorrow. Okay? So also notice the way that I pronounce it. I work out. I worked. So this ed sounds like a T. Worked. I worked out yesterday. I am working out right now. I will work out tomorrow. Okay. Okay, so before I move on, you probably might ask me, why does ed sound like T? Well, I'm gonna put some side notes here to help you guys identify it. The rule of ed, past, has 3 pronunciations. So you have, it sounds like T, it sounds like D, and it sounds like ed. Okay? So it has 3 sounds. And it's because of a phonological rule. The rule goes, if the consonant is voiceless, you make that sound. So examples would be like huh, as in pig. So an example would be like the P sound. So the word I'm thinking of is bop, right? There's a game called Bop It, Twist It, Tap It, right? So bopped, bopped. So notice the ed is pronounced as a T sound, bopped. I'm also gonna move this down so I have more examples to show you guys. Another example could be, oh, let me also put it here. Bopped. Tapped. Right? There's also the P again. Then you have... I'm trying to think of another... No, that's not it. K. Oh yeah, so we can go with the K sound. So the expression backed up, the K sound is also a voiceless sound. So backed, I was backed up. I was backed up. So that's how I have the T sound there too. So anything with a voiceless consonant. So we had the example of P as in bopped here. And the only exception is K, I believe. Actually, not K. What's the one I'm thinking of? There's an exception. Was it T? I think T. Yeah. So if the consonant is voiceless except T, I think that's what it was. The D sound, if the consonant is voiced. So when you say voice, it's when your throat is vibrating. So when you say D versus T. D, D as in dog, T as in tree, D, T, D, T. The D sound is vibrating, so that is considered voiced. So vibrate. Voiceless is just like puff of air. Or you might hear us call it aspiration. Aspirate. Puff of air or aspirate. So if the consonant is voiced, vibrate except for D. Then it would produce the D sound. So an example would be, I'm trying to think of a word. A G sound. So bogged. Bogged would be the example. Hi Klein, it's been a while since I've seen you. Good to see you here. Bogged. That's why we have a D sound here with a G. P and B. Another one with the B. Because B is also a voiced consonant sound. Fibbed. He fibbed the test. Like he messed up. He fibbed. Okay. So these are some examples for producing the D sound with ED. And then finally we have the ED sound, which is... Sorry, it's moving here. Consonants. Consonants that end with T or D. It's a very specific rule. So a good example would be batted. He batted up next. Okay, so we have our T. Trying to think of other words. Modded is another one. Like modded as in modified. So it came from the root word, or like not the root word, it comes from the word modified. So we have a shortened version. We say modded instead of modified, right? So this is an example of ED being produced. Batted, modded. So you can hear the ED sound. So if you kind of remember these rules when it comes to ED, you'll remember how to produce any past tense sounds, because I think the phonological rule for this is quite consistent. So anything that sounds like a voiceless sounds like a T. Anything that's voiced sounds like a D. Anything with T and D as the ending is gonna sound like ed. So yeah. That's my little spiel regarding how to identify past tense pronunciation. Alright, so now we are coming back to the main point here. Rewrite the sentences correcting the errors. I just chill out right now. So we are changing it to I'm just chilling out right now. So how do we know that it is present continuous tense? It's because of the word right now. So what you are doing at the present moment is present continuous. So if you need to, you kind of need to remember that rule if you're going to be tackling this kind of exercise. And of course, you can always refer to the one above here that identifies it. Present simple, past simple, present continuous, and future will. And I think based on this exercise, they do tell you the time expression. So that should help you identify which one you're doing. So it's only two simples. Present simple, past simple, one present continuous, and then future I will, which is future present, the future simple form. There you go. This is basically future simple. That's it. So they're all mainly simple forms, except for one continuous form right here. All right. So we have don't running away from me. 2, she stays in last night. 3, we are meeting up last Thursday. 4, she ate out next Saturday. 5, he turns up late to work yesterday. I'm gonna give you guys some time to figure this out, and I'll just give you like 1 minute or so. Maybe 1 to 2 minutes. So at 8:55 we'll continue But again, while I'm saying the spiel, if you're watching this on YouTube, pause the video now. Because, or you can keep the video playing until 2 minutes are up, and then we're gonna go over the answers. So now you have 1 minute left, so I'll give you guys some time right now. I see Sienna's already writing her answer, and that's perfectly fine. Take your time. Get ahead if you wish. I'm gonna scroll up and read the chat. Okie dokie. So we should be back now. Alright, so we are now on 9.7, number 1. I'm gonna try and zoom in. Alrighty, sorry, this is too much. Zoom in a bit. Okay. Number 1, don't running away from me. So this is an exclamatory. Exclamatory sentences are typically in simple tense, and it's because it's a command. It's exclamatory / command sentences. So telling them don't running away from me doesn't make sense because exclamatory rules, even though it's happening in the present moment, which I kind of find funny. Yeah, grammar is lovely, right, guys? So the answer is don't run away from me. So I see Sienna also wrote that. So great job, Sienna. She wrote, don't run away from me with an exclamation point. Great job. 2, she stays in last night. This is not right because the keyword here is last night. So we know it's going to be past simple. So we have she stayed in last night. Okay. 3, we are meeting up last Thursday. So this is supposed to tell you that it's happening at the exact moment, and that is not correct. So it has to be we met. Because again, the keyword here is last Thursday, which is your hint. So we met, no R. And then this has to become the verb. Sorry, the irregular verb rule. So we met up. Up doesn't change, you just leave it alone. We met up. And then, sorry, I gotta use my other pen. Color right here. We met up last night. There you go. So Sienna also wrote, we met up last night. Excellent. Number 4, she ate out next Saturday. She. And again, then the tip here is next Saturday, so we know this is going to be future. So the answer should be, we need to add will. She will eat out next Saturday. Okay. That's the answer. And then number 5, he turns up late to work yesterday. So again, this is our hint. It's yesterday. So the answer should be he turned up late to work yesterday. Okay? So notice when I said in the past tense for turn, N is a voiced consonant. So if you touch your throat and you say it's so your throat should vibrate. Also, hello Klein, I saw you wave back to me. So that means it is a voiced consonant. So that's why it sounds like d. Turned. He turned up late to work. And then we have our irregular rule here, which is met up. So you don't have to worry about the ed sound because this is an irregular verb. So I'm a little make my commentary here. So this is irregular verb rule. Then we have stayed in last night because A is actually a voiced sound. So notice that there is an absence of a consonant. The next one would be T right here, but it's interrupted by A. So all vowels. So in this case, vowel. So I think all vowels are voiced in this case. So because we have a voiced vowel here, the ed, according to the ed rule for pronunciation, it has to be pronounced with duh because it's a voiced vowel sound. So if you say A vibrates, E vibrates, vibrates, I vibrates, vibrates, O, U, all of the vowels vibrate. So because of that rule that we know about voicing, because it vibrates here, that's why the ed sound sounds like a duh sound. That's why. Okay. So hopefully that covers and explains why it sounds like a D sound here. Okay. Everything else should be fine, but that's about it. Okay. We're now working on, let me see this. Oh, okay, we're doing a listening activity. Listen to the audio and answer the questions. Teresa meets her friend Paul for coffee, and they talk about what they've been doing. So I'm gonna rant about this for a quick second before we get going. I really hate the not given one, because I think to myself, if it's not given, why do we need to identify that it's not given, other than telling me that you're not listening? So that's the only reason why they give you not given. It's because it's trying to tell me as a teacher that you're listening really well. But if you have students that overthink, and if you have a teacher like me who overthinks, you start to doubt yourself. I'm like, oh, is it false or is it not given? Because that happens and it becomes debatable at that point. So that's why for me, I try to keep it simple and just say true or false. I try not to say not given. But again, this book is just testing how well is your listening skills. So we're going to be checking for that. Before I play the audio, I'm going to go ahead and read the question to you guys once. And then I will play the audio for you twice. Okay, number 1. Teresa never gets up early. True, false, not given. 2. Teresa thinks it's important to relax. True, false, not given. 3. Teresa likes exercising. True, false, not given. 4. Paul will see his best friend on Saturday. True, false, not given. Or 5. Paul won't go to a restaurant this weekend. True, false, not given. Let me go ahead and grab the file for you. So I gotta minimize that. Grab your level book. Type in 9.0 If it works, 9.8. Boom. Alright. I'm gonna lower down the audio for the music. And hopefully you guys can hear it. Alright. I'm gonna mute myself so you guys can hear everything.
One coffee, one tea.
Tea for me, please. And the coffees for Teresa.
Thanks, Paul. So, how was your day at work?
It was okay, but I think my boss was angry because I turned up late this morning.
Oh no. That happened to me too, last week. I have to get up early most days, but I hate it. I was so tired at work today. I had a nice lunch in the park, though. It's important to chill out, don't you think?
Yes, definitely. What are your plans for the weekend?
I enjoy working out, so I'll go to the gym. How about you?
I'm meeting up with some friends on Saturday, and we'll eat out in the evening.
That sounds fun. I'm sure you'll have a great time.
Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and play the audio one more time for you guys so you can check your answer or get things that you did not get earlier.
One coffee, one tea.
Tea for me, please. And the coffees for Teresa.
Thanks, Paul. So, how was your day at work?
It was okay, but I think my boss was angry because I turned up late this morning.
Oh no. That happened to me too, last week. I have to get up early most days, but I hate it. I was so tired at work today. I had a nice lunch in the park, though. It's important to chill out, don't you think?
Yes, definitely. What are your plans for the weekend?
I enjoy working out, so I'll go to the gym. How about you?
I'm meeting up with some friends on Saturday, and we'll eat out in the evening.
That sounds fun. I'm sure you'll have a great time.
Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and answer the questions right now, and let's see how you guys did. So number 1, Teresa never gets up early. Also, feel free to submit your answers in the chat right now if you'd wish. We're gonna go ahead and compare it anyways. So for number 1, Teresa never gets up early. True, false, or not given? The answer should be false. Okay, so she does wake up early. Also, let me use a different color because I keep forgetting. Ta-da. Okay. 2, Teresa thinks it's important to relax. True, false, not given. Also, I see Klein mentioned false is for number 1, correct? So number 2, she thinks, Teresa thinks it's important to relax. Is true. Good. Also, I see Sienna also mentioned number 1 is false. Good. Number 2 is true. Excellent, guys. Teresa likes exercising. True, false, not given. Okay, I see Klein say true as well. Good. Also, take your time. I keep forgetting Instagram is a little bit late on responses, so if I'm going too quickly, it's probably because I didn't see your answer yet. So I might be like a few seconds ahead of time. Okay, number 3, Teresa likes exercising. The answer for 3 is true. Okay, so far we have false, true, and true. Alright, number 4. Such a weird way to say it. 4. Paul will see his best friend on Saturday. This one's... What did you guys think? True, false, not given. Tricky, tricky. I'm just pausing for a second to see what Klein and Sienna would say in the chat. But the answer for number 4 is not given. What did he say in the video? Sorry, not video, the audio. Paul said he will see some friends. They said some friends over the weekend. Didn't say Saturday. So it is not given. So yeah, Klein got it. Very good. Not given. Excellent. Also, I see Sienna submitted number 5. And Paul won't go to a restaurant this weekend. The answer is false. So yeah, Sienna got false for this one. So not given, and Klein also identified friends. So yeah, Paul said some friends. He said some friends. So it wasn't clarified if that's referring to a best friend, but that's what it says. Okie dokie. So hopefully you guys did well on this one. And we're gonna move on to the next lesson. Okay, you finished that page. We are now on 9.9. Say the sentences out loud using the given phrasal verbs. So number 1, I exercise 3 times a week. And you want to incorporate the word workout. So we have the word exercise here, so that's your hint. And we're using that to substitute. So it becomes I work out 3 times a week. You're basically just plugging it in. So number 1, it's nice to have dinner in a restaurant. Eat out. I often spend time with friends. Meet up. 3, he doesn't usually arrive late. Turn up. 4, are you going to stay at home tonight? Stay in. 5, she likes to relax after work. Chill out. Okay? So I'm gonna give you guys a minute or 2, and I'm gonna go over the answers shortly. So while I'm waiting for 2 minutes, I'm gonna go ahead and work on my Booho journal so I can give you guys time. And for those of you watching on YouTube, feel free to skip ahead, or if you need more time, just pause the video. But yeah, I'll give you guys 2 minutes. So 9:13, we're gonna move forward. Alright, welcome back. I only got to write Monday and Tuesday, and now I'm back here. Aesthetics are hard, you guys. Alright, so I see Sienna has posted like 3 answers, so that's excellent. We will definitely work on that. So number 1, we have, it's nice to have dinner in a restaurant. So what we are substituting here, we have it's nice. We're gonna keep the word it's nice, okay? And we're gonna keep the word to here. So what we are deleting is we're substituting have dinner. So we're gonna have it's nice to eat out in a restaurant. Oh, my spelling. Restaurant. Restaurant. There we go. And I'm also comparing. I see Sienna says it's nice to eat out in a restaurant. And I also see Klein also did that. It's nice to eat out for dinner in a restaurant. So it's nice to eat out in a restaurant. There's no need for you to add it's nice to eat out for dinner in a restaurant. It's just extra information. Conversationally, that would be acceptable and it's okay if you want to keep it like that. But so I'm gonna add here what Klein said. So she added here, it's nice to eat out for dinner. Whoops, put it in the wrong spot. She put it here. It's not necessary, but I mean, if you want to say it in conversational English, because conversational English doesn't follow any grammatical rule. If you want to put it there, it's okay. But just remember, in a lot of native speakers like to cut down on words. We like to keep it short and sweet. So for dinner is technically implied. So we would just cut it out. It's nice to eat out in a restaurant. That's all there is to it. Okay. Or there's another one. What we could also do is we could actually take this a step further, because I'm actually looking at my answer key notes as well. You can also get rid of in a restaurant too. So you can actually say it's nice to eat out and then just cross out that part. So I'm gonna put this in brackets to show that you can actually delete that much. You can just say it's nice to eat out. Okay. I'm also checking your guys' answer in the chat. I see Sienna went to number 2. I often spend time with friends. She wrote, I often meet up with friends. Okay. Excellent. And that's what it says on the chat too. So I often take off this part. Meet up. Oops. Let me go with red for this one. I often meet up with friends. And I'm also going to be checking the answers in chat. So Sienna also mentioned there, I see Klein, I often meet up with friends. Excellent job. Okay, we are now on number 3. He doesn't usually arrive late. So we have turn up. So Sienna wrote, he doesn't usually turn up late. Awesome. And matches the answer here. He doesn't usually turn up late. Good. So we have he doesn't usually, and then all we're doing is crossing off this part, or that part there. He usually doesn't turn up back to black late. Good. 4, are you going to stay home are you going to stay at home tonight? Stay in. So, are you going to? So the impression here is delete this entire thing. Stay at home to Are you going to stay in tonight? Okay. I think they have two stays to stay in. Yeah, I'm just gonna cross that up. To stay in, to stay to stay at home, stay in tonight. So the implied meaning is in is referring to home, like are you staying home? Are you staying in tonight? That's the implied meaning. So checking your answer. Sienna said, are you going to stay in tonight? Correct. And Klein also said, are you going to stay in tonight? Excellent job. You guys are amazing. You guys are so good at this. All right. She likes to relax after work. So she likes to, and basically we are crossing off this part, relax. She likes to chill out. And then we have our specific message after work. Okay. So she likes to chill out after work. We have Klein says she likes to chill out after work, and Sienna says she likes to chill out after work. Great job. You guys are great. Hello and welcome Umair Ali Ansari who joined. You guys are doing fantastic. We're almost done with this chapter too. Okie dokie, we are now on... This might be the last exercise, maybe? We shall see. Look at the picture and use phrasal verbs to complete the sentences. So, the downside for this exercise is that you don't have a reference box. They're kind of testing you on how well do you know the expressions, the phrasal verbs that we've already used consistently throughout this exercise. That's why they chose not to provide one for you, because they're kind of checking for how well do you remember or recall things. We're also using these pictures here as references to answer your question. So for example, we have they are, what do we see here? They're checking into the hotel. And where did we see the word checking into? In the last page. Let's see, workout, meet up, chill out, yeah. So we're gonna be looking at that from the exercises all the way, I can find it, going way back over here at the very front. We have all of our word examples here. Workout, we have chill out, workout, runs away, meet up, eat out, check into, turn up, stay in. Okay, so we have our words here. So technically that's your word box. And here we are on exercise 9.10. Okay, so I usually blank on weekends. This is your first one. 2, we blank last night. What do we do here? We have 3, she's blank at the gym. 4, we're going to blank tomorrow. And 5, the bus has blank here. Okay. So let's see how well your guys' memory has improved from recognizing phrasal verbs. I will give you guys a minute or two. So I'll be working on my Boohoo journal, which is why you guys see all this mess here, is because I'm making my pages for this. And as you guys know, when I come home from work, I have like a short window of opportunity to just chill out and just relax and decompress. So yeah, please don't mind the mess. That's because I'm working on this at the moment, since I have such a limited time. All right, so enough speaking. I'll be back and talking to you guys in like 2 minutes. We are back. It's been a good 2 minutes. I've only written like Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. So I wrote some aesthetically pleasing handwriting for myself, and that should be enough to go over this. All right, I see you guys already commenting in the chat, so that's awesome. Love to see this. All right, so I see Sienna wrote the first one. I usually chill out on the weekends. Yes, there you go. So number 1, it is chilling out, right? So the phrase I said is "it is chilling out" is because I'm indicating to the picture, so it's kind of meta to say that. But the answer is I usually chill out. Chill out. Good. Okay, good. I was gonna say cool and good, and it just came out as goo. So 2, we blank last night. So what did they do here? So I usually chill out on weekends. Also notice one thing to indicate here. I usually chill out on. I usually say on the weekends. So interesting that they drop it. So I'm gonna put it in blue just because it's commentary again. So I wrote, I usually chill out on the weekends. I say the. Might be a British thing to drop the. It might be. Because for as far as I know, I always say the weekends, not on weekends. Not unless it's at the front of the sentence. So I would say on weekends, comma, I blah 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 blah. Then I would drop the. But if I'm indicating to the weekends, I would say the weekends. I don't know. Maybe it's just me who was self-taught that way. Maybe it's a British versus American kind of thing. So who really knows? Number 2, we're moving on. The answer is we ate out last night. Very good. So we have ate out last night from Sienna. Also, Klein says chill out for number 1. 2 is ate out. Awesome job. You guys also remember your tense form. So remember, why is it ate, not eat? It's because of the word last night. Good. 3, she's blank at the gym. Klein wrote working out, and Sienna also wrote she's working out at the gym. Excellent job. So how do we know this is present progressive or present continuous? It's because of this. She is working out at the gym. So if you guys remember, the present continuous is be verb plus verb. Sorry, you probably can't read this that well. Actually, no, you can see it. It's just hard for me to see it. So the verb ing. Verb ing. So be plus verb ing. So she is be verb. Then we have to have a verb next. Ing. She is working out at the gym. 4, we're going to blank tomorrow. Sienna said we're going to meet up tomorrow. Oh, what is going on here? Yes. Right. So we're going to meet up tomorrow. Also, I accidentally closed the chat, so I apologize. I'm gonna read from Instagram for my other one. So 4, we're going to meet up tomorrow. So this one's kind of tricky, and I'm glad you got that. So Klein says 4 is meet up, and Sienna says we're going to meet up too. So you got it. Yeah, awesome. We're going to meet up tomorrow. So you guys might be confused. You're like thinking, oh, shouldn't this be the future simple? Well, kind of. There is a unique rule where the present continuous can be used as future tense. So I'm gonna write that down here, wherever the page I could go. So there's a rule that present continuous can be used as future tense. So it's usually when you see the case of going to. So the expression going to is future. I can't spell apparently. Future. So for example, I am going to the mall later today. So we have two things reinforcing that it's going to be future tense. The first one is later today. That is the first one. It's telling you a time expression. Another one is I am going to. So just the fact that you're seeing going to, this expression right here, it reinforces the idea of future. Ta-da! It's just a loop of circle going on here. So we notice what's going on here is that we have are going to. So what does that tell you? It's future, even though it's present continuous form. Yeah? So don't get lost there. And then we have tomorrow, which also reinforces future. So because the first one already takes on the future form, we are going to. This too is supposed to indicate. Also, let me use blue so you guys don't get confused by this. This too is supposed to indicate infinitive. Right? So this is the infinitive form. So if you already know what is infinitive form, infinitive is basically verb base. So the base form of the verb. That's it. You don't change anything else. It's verb base. So we're going to meet up tomorrow. So that's the explanation for that. All right, number 5. Klein says, I can't figure out number 5. That's okay. And then I see John has joined, my best friend. What's up, John? Good to see you. The bus has... If you guys remember, what is the word for arrived? The bus has arrived. So the answer for this one is turned up. Turned up. So you might be wondering, why is it in the past tense? Well, the word has, right? So if you recognize has, they didn't mention this in the reading, but this is kind of checking your grammar rule. So has, have plus verb ed. What did we call this? Has, have, and then verb ed. This is the present what? Present perfect. Present perfect form. So what this indicates is that in the present something has happened or is in the process of still kind of happening, but just so you know, it's completed but still ongoing. So in the present, the bus is here, but at the same time the bus just arrived. So past tense is that it completed arriving to the site, hence it's completed action. But in the present tense, it's still happening right now, so kind of meta in that explanation. So it's the bus has turned up. So has, have plus verb ed, we have our present continuous form. So I know this has probably been confusing. So Sienna got it. The bus has turned up. And then we have John. He's another English native speaker. So when he says turned up, he's just messing with you guys. Don't worry about him. In terms of slang, turned up, we kind of use this word to mean like it's like a party bus. It's gonna be. It's just a crazy experience. Turned. So don't worry about that. That's very, very deep slang. So yeah, it has to be spelled as turned, T-U-R-N-E-D, turned up. All right. So based on what I see here, it says a checklist. It means our chapter is done for today. Because if we're gonna check the next page, it should be chapter 10, vocabulary. So we are gonna talk about the body next week, and then we're probably gonna go ahead and cover chapter 11, which I assume would be probably related to description. And I am right. Describing people. Lovely. I genuinely hate this page. And I'll tell you why. It's because, just briefly, which we'll cover again next week, I don't care about adjective adjective order. I don't care about adjective order. I didn't even know there was an adjective order while I was growing up. So, interestingly, it was kind of drilled into me. So I kind of know what sounds or feels right, but if I were to teach it without knowing the adjective order, I don't know how I would be able to explain that to you guys. But anyways, we will be saving that chapter for next week. We are done with today's session. And yeah, that's the end of the grammar lesson for today. I kind of noticed that I'm actually spending 90 minutes on one chapter at a time. Just because I'm giving so much information here, so I hope they've been useful for you guys in some way or form. And we're gonna go ahead and segue our way back to the presentation. We already did the greetings. Oh dear. So we're done with that. We're done with English for Everyone, Chapter 9. Next week we'll do Chapter 10. So if you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, or suggestions, feel free to leave comments. I will post a video on Discord, so if you're in the group, you're gonna see it immediately. I'm gonna post the thumbnail, the stream itinerary, and then also the video. So it should already be uploaded on YouTube as soon as I end the video. Instagram might take some time. I don't think I'll be able to cover and post it, but at the same time, Discord, sorry, did I say Discord? Instagram. Instagram takes down my videos because of copyright with music, unfortunately, even though it's not supposed to be copyrighted. So I don't know what's happening with Instagram. So YouTube, it'll be there. You'll find it there. Leave comments on the video if you wish, or on the thread via Discord, which you will see later. And I'm just gonna read what everyone says. So Sienna said interesting. Sienna says, I don't do order when I speak most of the time. Lol. That's okay. Your brain is kind of like on hyperdrive when you're having conversation, because it kind of feels like you're spewing things out of your mouth without thinking, and that's perfectly okay. And Klein says, thank you. No, thank you. Thank you guys for joining me in today's stream. So yeah, everything will be posted there. If you are in my Discord server, just so you guys know, I actually save all of my PDF files, so you can have access to everything I edited today on my little tablet here. So it'll be a PDF file that you can follow, or you can also keep for yourself too. So that's why I make copies. Just to give you guys an example, because I see like new faces here, so I might as well give you guys a brief tour. This makes me excited. Hold on. Discord's just acting wacky right now. Okie dokie. So, I'm gonna show you my Discord screen for a quick moment. So, this is what I mentioned when you go join my Homebody Cafe server. You have the live stream notes, which I post after, like, almost every stream that I finish, I post it here. So, if you click grammar for one of these little tags here, because I have a lot of options you can pick from, what we focus on, etc. I try to keep them organized as possible. We have grammar covered. So our recent grammar was back on, this was a video discussion, kind of addressing last week's lesson, which is here. Session 16. So you can see all of my notes are here for you guys. I also have like my acquisition tracker and the learning profile if you want to check that out in my coffee store. There's the video that I recorded from 2 weeks ago, and then there's my download notes from chapter 8. If you guys missed a session, it is all there. So if you download it, it's gonna pop up. I'm just gonna show this as an example, if it'll load. Actually, let me just pull it up from my previous notes, because I saved it. And this is from last week, so this is an example that I'm talking about here. Just waiting for it to load. Okay, so you can see from last week we talked about routine and free time. All of my annotated notes are here from the lecture. Blues are usually my commentary, black is usually the answer, red is also the answer too. So you can see everything that I covered from last week is all here for you, for your reference, etc. Okay. Oh yeah. So things I've included as well is that if you guys want extra practice, you can also subscribe to my coffee, and you can have access to the assignments. So I usually leave a link here, and this is only access to those who subscribe to me. And I also have a practice book here that you guys can download and keep. And from here, what you can do is that once you download it, you can work on it, and then if you want to, you can leave a comment down here and repost your work of it, and I can grade it right away and then give you guys like an idea of, okay, what did you cover, or how well did you solve the answer, etc. So this is just for extra practice for you guys if you wish to subscribe. Also, last thing, because I don't remember if I covered it, I have this little bot here that tells you when I stream, so you don't have to worry about me forgetting, because if you are on the Homebody Cafe, we have a lovely dedicated bot that announces every day when I'm streaming, so there's that. Alright, so that's it in terms of the tour and summarizing everything that we covered today. Just a reminder of my streams, I go live on YouTube and Instagram. Conversation practice from Monday through Friday at 5 a.m. PDT PST. Not unless I mention that I have to cancel for whatever reason. Maybe it could be mental health day, maybe an emergency, etc. But I will let you guys know, typically on Discord first. And if I remember, I post it on Instagram second. But if not, everything is always on Discord. English for Everyone is every Tuesday at 8 p.m. PDT, so it is now 9:42 p.m. We are going over by, according to my stream, we're going over by 1 hour and 35 minutes. But it's just to help you guys remember my schedule. This will change. Just a reminder, this will change probably in 2 weeks. So next week is the last week. I'll try to maintain this. And then the week after, my schedule will change. Simply because I am going back to my routine of exercising through dance. So I do have to pace the days and the evenings that I would stay up late, and also when I sleep early. So there's that. So here you guys can follow me on discord.gg/cqqtdpjteg. Just so you know, I think it's case sensitive because I had a student try to join the group earlier today. I don't know why it didn't work, but I recommend opening the link on my Instagram, and it says, if you open the link, it should say Discord. So if you click that button, it should automatically bring you into the Discord server. If you are on YouTube watching this, the link is in the description box. So if you expand it, it will say the invitation link to the Discord server. So hopefully that helps. If there are any issues, feel free to message me, and I can send you the link myself if needed. But if not, I think we're good for today. Alright, so that's enough of me talking this evening. I should get ready to go to bed and finish my journal, because I do have to wake up early for our next stream tomorrow, and then go to work right after. Alright, so with that being said, thank you everyone for staying until the very end. So Sienna and Klein, oh my goodness, thank you so much. Thank you so much for joining me this evening, or early morning for you guys, or afternoon. Thank you for participating in the lesson. It's always fun to have students in the chat and responding to these grammar lessons, because I want to help you guys improve. And, you know, I love to teach you guys how to improve your English, especially conversational-wise, if needed, or grammar. It's up to you. But yeah, with that being said, we are gonna go ahead, or I'm gonna go ahead and end the stream because I gotta get going. So I wish you all a good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Drink water, stay hydrated, eat something healthy, stay safe. I know a lot of people are getting sick at this time of year, so please take care of your health. And I will see you guys in, let's see, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, in 8 hours. Okay, so I'll see you guys in 8 hours. Did I say 4 and 5? Okay, 8 to 9 hours. Sorry, I don't know if I did my math correctly. But 5 a.m., I will see you guys at 5 a.m., which is tomorrow for me. Maybe in the next 8 hours or 9 hours for you guys, wherever you are in the world. So, take care. I'll see you guys then. Bye! And also, please come early so we can have conversation, okay? So don't be late. Bye, guys. See you.